Nobody asked for this.
But we did it anyway.
I'm Harmony.
And I'm Shonda.
And we got a podcast with Casa Marcello.
Before we drop anything else, make sure you stop, hit that like button, and subscribe to join our growing community.
This episode, we're bringing you real conversations with a woman who turns spaces into experiences. Interior designer, Abigail Marcello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
I guess give us a light introduction. Tell everybody about yourself.
Okay, light introduction.
Light introduction, 2 minutes.
My name is Abigail Marcello Horace. I was born in Queens, raised in Queens, New York. I am now in the Berkshires, Connecticut area. I am the owner of Casa Marcello Interior Design Studio, where we renovate and build houses. So, yeah.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit more about the renovation style that you use.
So,
What makes you different than the rest of the interior designers?
well, I think our processes make us different is that, I had experience for 10 years in the high-end residential sector for New York City. And so I really bring a level of experience to the client process. So that's really what makes us different. But, obviously I'm talented.
Yep.
And I know how to design
and your work
space.
speaks for itself,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, so
Exactly.
make sure you follow her on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is casamarcello.co.
There you go.
Yep.
So who is Abigail outside of Casa Marcello?
That is a good question. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm fun.
Yes, she is.
And a creative.
I'm a creative for sure.
And a dancer.
And a dancer. And
I'm
I
yelling
love
out the
music.
things that I know of you.
Love music. I did a lot of music through my youth, danced through my youth, and so I've always been really immersed in the arts. And I just love artistry. So, yeah.
Stop. What kind of dance did you get into?
Everything.
For real?
Jazz, modern, tap,
Yeah.
ballet, African.
Oh, we might have to do a little shimmy after that.
Yes, put some music on.
Step, right?
I'm just...
Titty twerk, gonna get it every time.
and clap. So what did life look like for you growing up?
I had a good childhood. My father, my mother, my father was an electrician. My mother was a teacher. So they both had city jobs. We were pretty, good. I would say lower middle class. But I grew up in the hood, so.
Siblings?
I was in Queens, New York. I have 3 siblings.
Like the South Side?
Southside Jamaica, Queens, New York,
Yes.
which is known to be ghetto, even though I think it's not ghetto, actually.
Isn't that where 50
I
Cent's
think
from?
Yes, it is.
See,
It
I
is,
know my
but he was in the
history.
project.
I know my history.
Get rich or die trying.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, it was just, there were a lot of black people there, a lot of Caribbeans, a lot of black people. I grew up with black people. So it was great. It was a great childhood. I felt like I had community. It was awesome. And we went to art school and I did a lot of music. And so I always had extracurriculars. My parents were very big on giving us outside activities to do and played on the street. I'm probably the last generation that played on the street, rode my bike around town.
Yep.
That kind of life.
Well, I guess let's make sure we shout out 50 Cent, Southside, and
Right.
if you need an interior designer, you better clap
Literally.
it.
Literally.
You better clap it. Remember where you came from.
Literally. So true.
All right, so speaking of your parents, how did your Dominican and Panamanian roots shape your identity?
So, yes.
Who's Dominican and who's Panamanian?
My father's Dominican, my mother's Panamanian. Both of them came from their countries here when they were like 18 to 20 years old. And so, yeah, I'm a first generation American. So we spoke Spanish in the house. We had a lot of culture in our house, and I feel like I always felt at home when I was home. And I think that's what has really defined like my style in terms of creating a home for my clients. But it was fun. It was, I went to Panama like every summer, so I'm very immersed in the culture as well. And I think growing up also in like a black neighborhood with African Americans, they always I always fit in, and they never question my background.
Yeah.
And in America, though, like I feel like people just see black; they don't see anything else other than that. Even though we have like a really strong culture in my family, so yeah, my father is one of like 12 siblings, and my mother's one of 6. So we have a huge family, and family is like the center of my life. So yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
I love
There's
that.
nothing like
I
being
think we're all
surrounded
second
by
generation
people.
immigrants.
First generation.
Oh,
First
yeah.
generation, yeah. Is it
Yeah.
called first generation?
I'm first generation, yeah. My mother,
Moved here,
yeah.
and then you're
Your
born
grandmother
here.
moved here?
No, my mother moved here.
Oh,
And
okay.
same with
So
you.
you're first
Yes.
generation
Oh,
then.
so we're all first generation.
Hey.
Hold on.
Right, like it to that.
Move me up a level.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we all have Caribbean background. Look at that.
Absolutely.
Wait, what's your
There's
Caribbean background?
Belizean.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom moved here from Belize when she was preteen.
Nice.
12, 13.
Yeah. I think growing up in Queens, like we had so many different Caribbean cultures in Queens that
Oh,
I have
yeah.
like Jamaican friends, where our neighbors were Guyanese. Like we had a lot
Yeah.
of that in our neighborhood, and it was great. It was beautiful to see.
Yeah, beautiful melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
Facts, yeah, the community. It's nice to be surrounded by that, but people look like you,
Yes.
especially, on your block.
Yeah.
Is that how it was
A
for you
lot of
too?
first generation.
Yeah.
It was not like
Actually,
that for me here.
I grew up. So at the beginning, like the earliest days that I can remember, I was living in Queens, New York, Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
And my block was super long. And it was like black family here, Mexicans over there, Guyanese everywhere. But we always came together, fire hydrant barbecues and
Yep.
stuff like that. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. I miss that about New York.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't the
We
same
can have
no
that out
more.
here, but it's given like
We're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it out here.
yeah. But it's a combination of the two, I think, because we can't do it without a bonfire and like some sticks. I feel like there has to be like some sort of
Some
fire.
sticks. Those are in the Berkshires.
Yeah.
There's gotta be some sticks. Like,
Safely,
okay.
safely.
That's what my family in New York calls it.
Yeah,
They're
it
like,
is.
you live in Boston? I'm like, no, I live in the Berkshires.
In the
They're like,
sticks.
what? The mountains, the
Yeah.
sticks, the bushes?
That's
Not
what
the
Jersey was.
bushes.
Exactly. Yes.
The bushes is crazy.
Yeah.
The bushes is crazy. But with all of that, from New York City, you've lived plenty of lives, I'm sure. Were you just mid-30s, early 30s?
I'm late 30s.
You heard it here first, folks. Black on credit, right on
1
credit.
hour spot like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I am 38 years old. I have
Yes.
nothing to hide.
38.
And yeah, I'm doing it,
Yeah.
I guess.
I just found that I was older than Harmony, and I haven't been the same since.
Yeah.
So.
It's a tough
I don't know
life.
why people think that I'm so old.
Oh,
You're
It's how you
mature.
carry yourself.
Yes,
Mhm.
you're mature.
For sure. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, with that being said, how would you describe your season of life right now?
My
Spring's
season of life
approaching.
right now is a growth period, definitely for my business, but also like I'm trying to calm it down and like not be so busy all the time. I started my business 6 years ago. I've been hustling real hard for 6 years.
You started in COVID, right?
I started in COVID, exactly, and so like I am
In March?
in March.
Yeah, so
Of
like
2020.
literally
Wow.
Literally,
strike of
like
it, yeah.
I left my job the week after everything shut down, and I was like, I'm gonna start my business, and so it was like, yeah, it's been interesting. Like I've just been hustling for a long time, and even before that in my career, I was hustling, and I got all the way to senior designer, and I was actually relocated here for a job at like a top tier architecture firm. And so here being Northwest Connecticut, and so I want to calm it down, and I want to be a little bit more present, especially when it comes to my family and my kids, and like being able to do things with them. All of this is for my family. I mean, I think we have to be able to, create generational wealth. And so that's like a huge thing for me. It's like I'm the one in my family who has been, I think, the most successful in terms of, starting my business and trying to figure things out. And so creating that generational wealth for my nephews and my nieces and my own children is like a huge thing for me. But I also realize that I need to rest, and I need to not just be going all the time. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
So
where
what
I'm
is
at.
like resting and finding peace within the hustle and within balancing your family life? What does that look like, and what do you do for that?
I think taking time for myself, like being able to take time off. I love to travel. I always have. So I do a trip like every year, like a big international trip, but I realize that also adds stress to my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out also with the kids, like the orchestration of figuring out who's going to take care of them, and like it might be easier for this year to just not do that much and just to stay home. But also like going out, I think the beautiful thing about the Berkshires and like everything that's around here is that there's nature. And like that's really what drew me to this area, is that I didn't feel this like hustle city mindset here. I felt like I could actually slow down and calm down. And so that, going out for a hike or a walk, or now it's going to be summer, so going out on a boat.
Yeah.
On a boat.
Going to the lake. Yeah, like things like that. Like that's what I want to prioritize in this like next season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's right there, like in our backyard.
Literally.
Such a blessing.
It is. It is.
I think a lot of people miss that aspect too of like how beautiful the Berkshires are, because when you're in a place like the city, I mean, even when I go on a trip to the city, when I get back home to the Berkshires, I feel almost like a weight is lifted off of your chest, and then you're able to find like true inspiration and creativity. So I guess also as a creative, as a designer, that's important to like have that clarity to pull things together, and then still be able to, I don't know, have that passion for what you're doing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, when I was in New York City and I was hustling and like doing all the things, I felt like my creativity was stifled, and I also felt like I was burnt out. Like I was completely burnt out, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of that, challenge or that mood. And so being here, I definitely felt it instantly, that I felt like
The
way
energy
more
is
at
just
peace.
different.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
more at peace. The energy is different, and I actually have time to like step away, step back, and really hone into my creativity. So yeah,
That's beautiful.
Naturally inspired, I feel like, just sitting there sometimes, or walking.
yeah.
Harmony was
Or
just saying earlier.
listening. She likes bears too.
Me?
Bears?
Yeah, you're like, I hope I see a bear out here.
I saw a bear today.
That's not ever
I saw a
something
bear
I said.
today on my way here.
Hold up.
And I crossed the street, and I always take out my phone, and it always
It's
disappears.
too fast.
It's too
Yeah,
fast.
you're not fast enough.
I'm not fast enough. I'm not fast enough.
I'm
But I
actually
was like,
super
okay.
hyped that you saw a bear today.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
She saw a porcupine yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
And she was very excited.
Overly
It's so
excited.
fun.
Overly
And we've been
excited.
looking for vultures ever since.
Yes.
Yes.
They're random.
Yeah.
All right, bringing it back.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what was the moment you realized, this is what I'm doing, I'm going to be an interior designer, and in 2020 you decided, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start my business. Was that the end of a contract that you were working on with, the job that you moved out here for? Did that contract end and that pushed you into starting your business, or did you just decide, I'm ready to do this on my own and I need to go to the next level?
Okay, well that's two questions.
Two questions all
I'll
wrapped
do
in
the
one.
first. I'll do the
A
first.
run-on
one.
question.
I'll do the first one. The moment that I realized I was going to do interior design, I think it was really in like high school. I always was into like fine arts, and I was inspired by Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Like I was like, oh, I could actually do this. My father was an electrician, like I said, so he always took us to like landmarks in New York City, like Empire State Building. Twin Towers was his favorite. Like we have so many pictures there as kids. And I was exposed to like what that looks like. And so I was able to kind of figure out that that's what I wanted to do when I was around high school, and trying to figure out what my career path was going to be. But I couldn't afford school. So I had to like figure out how to go to school.
Yeah.
And my sister, thankfully, she signed some loans for me. I actually went to a CUNY school, which is a city university of New York, for like the first semester when I left high school. And it felt so wrong to me. I was like, I know what I want to do. Why am I here? I took I went down a cheaper path just because it was less
That was what you
expensive.
could afford.
And it was the thing that I could
figure out.
afford, but I was like, no, I'm gonna take a risk and figure out how I'm gonna go to the school. There was only one school that was offering me a scholarship, which was NYT, and so I went to that school. And I had my sister, she like was a guarantor for the loans and everything. And then I started in like 2006, and I was like, let's do this. I graduated in 2010, and then I really got into it because I wanted to do hospitality, like restaurant and hotel design. But my journey took me down a different path to do high-end residential, and I actually realized I liked it more. So once I was in my career, and I had like worked for so many firms, like 10 or 12 firms. I had my first kid in like 2017, and I was working for a company that was not paying me enough. And I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, I don't know how to get out of here. I feel stuck because I have a kid now. Like, I have responsibilities. But how am I going to get out of here? My best friend who lives in Kent, Connecticut, her firm was hiring. And so I was like, she passed me the thing, and it was actually lower than what I can do. Like, it was a lower position. But I was like, if this gets me out of New York, I'm fine with it, kind of thing. They created a position for me as senior designer and relocated me to Connecticut. And that was something that was like, it was a risk, but I also told myself, because I was already wanting to start my own business before I left New York, I said, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to start my own business. And basically, that's what happened. It wasn't working out. There's a lot of toxic offices in interior design. I was usually the only black woman in a design firm or an architecture firm in New York City, which was completely crazy to me because New York City is so diverse. Yeah, I was like, this is unacceptable. And I was like, well, what's the point of staying here if this is what the demographic always looks like? I may as well just go live a nicer life in Connecticut with like stress-free environment and still be the only woman, the black woman in the office, and I would have a better quality of life, right? So that's what got me up here. And then once it was a little too toxic in that office again. And again, they weren't paying me the right sum. They actually like took away a junior designer from me. They told me that I would have a team. When I got there, I didn't have a team. I had like one person underneath me. And then once that person was let go, they were giving me all the work with no extra pay. And I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, this is ridiculous, and I'm not being taken advantage of. And I thought, how much more can I make in terms of money, monetarily, but also how much more can I push myself and challenge myself if I started my own business? And that's really where it led to. And then at that point also, I was like, I'm a new mom, like thinking about the future of my children, and like, what kind of role model do I want to be for my children? Do I want to like suck it up and work for somebody that I don't really like? Or do I want to, charter my own like path? And that's what I decided to do.
Yeah, and that would have overall affected everything too. Even if you stayed in that, that position, that then comes home with you and reflects in your
absolutely
in your personal life as well.
Yeah, I was miserable.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I can't do this no more.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny that we get to. It's funny to see that a lot of entrepreneurs, they get to that point where they're just like done, and then they just take that risk on themselves, and it works out, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think it's important for viewers to understand that a lot of the times it's just that confidence to step out on yourself.
It is.
A lot of people get nervous and they're scared, and they're like, I want to do this thing, whatever the thing might be, and they don't actually do
Go
that.
for it.
They don't take the step that's needed. You know, they just continue to think about what could possibly go wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
And as a new mom, as somebody that just moved to a new area, you moved to the area for that position. That was your security, and you still had to take the risk.
Yeah.
And hoping that, but also being confident in yourself and your ability that it
Right.
would work out for you.
It's true. It's true. And I think I think it's hard for people to figure out what to do or how to take that step because financially, you know, like the security part, there's no security in that. It either it works
Yeah.
or it doesn't work. And like there's a lot of interior designers who do this like on the side, or the industry is known to have a lot of housewives whose husbands make enough money to sustain the family.
Yeah, or their husband's a builder,
Right.
and that's why they decide to
Right.
get into design.
Right, exactly. And I'm like, that's not the case here.
Yeah.
My husband's a teacher, like he's a phys ed teacher, like he's a coach. And so like this was for our family truly to create that security for us and create that wealth for ourselves.
Yeah, you
And I had to take
subconsciously your sister too, because she took that bet on you
Right.
and signed those loans,
Exactly.
you know. And then your
Exactly.
friend took the bet on you and
Yeah.
referred you out, but
Exactly.
you're like, this is not working, girl. I
Yeah.
gotta,
Yeah.
you're gonna make it work better than this.
Exactly. But I decided to stay anyway because I think that there's so much opportunity in this area and there's so much building that's happening. And I saw that by working for the firm that I was working for, but also like the clients that they had were like my age with a lot of wealth.
Yes,
And I
yeah.
was like, okay, so I can capitalize on something here. Whereas in New York, we thought about moving back to New York and I was like, it's too saturated. I don't feel like I'm going to really stand out. There's not as many here. There's not as many interior designers here. I feel like I can make a mark for myself in this area. And so that's why I really stayed here. Plus, everybody has an amazing view. And
Yeah.
they're like beautiful houses to work on.
Yes.
So why not?
You're not like listening to ambulances and
No,
sirens
exactly.
or whatever going
yeah,
by.
I don't have to deal
and-
with like permits, building
Yeah.
permits, building management, nothing. So it was a no-brainer
Yeah.
for me to
And you're
stay
still
here.
equidistance though, so you can
Yeah.
still like, I guess with your location now too, is you can even be more impactful because not only hitting upstate New York, Berkshires,
Yeah,
Connecticut, you're equidistance to places like Boston, the Vineyard,
right.
and then you can go the other way to New York
Right.
and New Jersey, and
Right.
you're still able to reach all of those clientele without having to have the stress and the pressure of being immersed
it's
in it,
true.
right? Immersed
Yeah,
in the culture.
exactly.
So, and that also provides you the ability to be seen, like you said,
Yeah.
because it's not as saturated. And I think that when you're in an area, so like I'm gonna use the Vineyard for an example, like you'll go to the Vineyard and you'll see a lot of the houses resemble each other, even if they're not built by the same builder or
Yeah.
designed by the same interior designer. They'll end up resembling each other because they're all in this area, and then they start to get a trend, right?
Mhm.
So then that trend dominates.
Mhm.
But when you have somebody that's coming in from the countryside and they're walking and hiking and enjoying nature and having
Yeah.
full level of creativity, you're actually able to bring that client's vision to real life, right? Instead
Yeah.
of just doing what every other cookie cutter house in that neighborhood
Absolutely.
looks like.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing about the aesthetic is that it's not cookie cutter. I was actually it's funny that you said that, but the firm I was working for before I started my own business, they were very cookie cutter, like same plumbing, same sink, same cabinets, same style of everything, country look, historical, and it was repeated through every single project. And I was like, this is not fun or challenging at all. As a designer, I want to be challenged. I want to
Yeah.
be stretched. Creatively, I want to be stretched. And that's exactly it. Like being able to bring somebody's personal style into even what is, defined as a country home is so important to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed that within your work, even before we met, that I'm looking at the spaces and none of the spaces look the same, which is almost what your brand is, right? Is that it's not going
Yes.
to be the same every
Exactly.
single time.
It's personal. It's
It's
intimate.
personal, yes. So you can tell that it's inspired by somebody's, like I can tell it's not you. It's not just
Yeah.
your vision in the house. I can tell that somebody else's opinion and input
Right.
was put into that.
Exactly.
So,
Yep. Yep.
I think a lot of interior designers miss that. You
Yeah.
know, they
Yeah.
get the idea and they're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and it's like, wait a second, this not what I wanted.
Right, exactly.
Or not what I was expressing to you.
Yeah.
It's really hard to also take somebody's words and ideas and then turn that into a vision.
Yeah.
Like that's
Definitely.
a whole nother
Yeah.
deep conversation we could go
It
down.
is.
But
it's an intimate,
it's-
that's what I liked about high-end residential, actually. It's an intimate relationship where you actually have to get to know your clients. And then the biggest, like, satisfaction that I have is, like, actually obtaining that and capturing my clients in their spaces and being able to be like, I did it because they love it, you know? And that's ultimate for me as a creative, to be like, I got you.
Yeah, because it's almost like that DIY from this morning.
DIY.
Is it, what is it?
DIY.
Yeah,
I said,
DIY.
no, I said it backward. I said I mixed up the I and the Y.
It's cute,
Whatever.
I like it.
That's an inside
That's
joke
Caribbean.
for my
Yeah,
daughter.
that's
My
Caribbean.
daughter this morning was trying to spell
Dye.
hair dye, but she
Yeah.
said DYI.
Yes.
But anyways, do it yourself. Do it, yeah, you're right, DIY.
Yeah.
Do it yourself projects. Okay, so for like me, I would want to do it myself because I think that maybe the person's not going to be able to do what I want.
Yeah.
But then when I physically start trying to do it myself, it does not look good. Like it looks good initially. When I'm done, I'm like, that looks nice. And then
Yeah.
like 4 weeks later, I'm like, that's awful. And
Right.
in the moment, it looked great for me. So I think that now in this like social media trending age, and I saw you post something about this too, about everybody's an interior designer. So how do you stand out in a world where everybody thinks they're an interior designer and they're posting do it yourselves online?
DIY.
But you're actually bringing in, because I think people end up going that route because they can't find an interior designer that aligns with the style that they're looking for. So they're like, I'm just going to figure this out and do it myself, or I'm going to hire the subs and like tell them what I
Right.
want. And they don't realize how complicated that is.
Yeah.
But your style and is like maybe the side of things that you need to market too, is like, I'm gonna do it your way, right? It's not do it yourself. You're not gonna do it yourself, but we're gonna do it your way, right? So like,
That's good. You're good.
DIW,
Hey.
baby, Casa Marcello, DIW.
Yes.
We gotta do it your way.
Yes.
Because that's what you're doing. You're like, you're able to bring in exactly what they want, but doing it how they want it done. So that's where the expertise comes from, and like being a professional rather than a housewife interior designer that's just doing it as a side business. You're able to actually take that full conversation and then translate it into a real
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm definitely also very technical. Like, you know, I love drawing. I like to draw floor plans. Like, being able to figure out the organization of furniture in a plan is like one of my favorite things to do, especially at the start of the project. And I think people don't really have that eye because they didn't study it. And so I'll hear stories of like interior designers who don't draw at all, and they're just kind of like dictating, and I'm like, how is that even possible? Like that's a non-negotiable in my business. Like it's a process. I have to draw. We have to draw. There's no other way around it. And being able to document all the things and making sure that the project really runs seamlessly from the beginning to end. There are less errors when you have somebody who's an expert on your team, and you waste less money.
Yeah.
A lot of people waste a lot of money on interior design, and then they realize, oh, this doesn't fit or this doesn't work, and then they're figuring out how to return things, or you know, the tile wasn't the correct one, or they're unhappy with their kitchen because their GC didn't really, you know, hear them, or whatever it is. They make a lot of mistakes because we are missing out of the puzzle. So yes, yeah.
Was there ever a point of you building Casa Marcello that you wanted to give up? You're just like, you know what, this is too much.
Now? No, I'm kidding.
She's like, actually,
Actually,
about
I'm
to
going
take
through that
right now.
30-day trip, I'll be
I'm
back.
kidding.
Where's the tissues?
No, but seriously, like I think actually it was like 2024, I want to say, that I was not getting, it was election year, and so I wasn't getting as much work as I was anticipating. And my income actually went down that year from 2023 because I had such good traction from everybody was home during COVID. So that was like actually a really good time to start my business, even though I didn't know it at the time. So I had a lot of consistent work, and then 2024 came and it was election year, and usually in election year, because things are so unstable or people don't know how it's going to go or how it's going to tip, wealthy people hold on to their money. So this is happening right now too, because there's global like uncertainty and like financial uncertainty. And so that year I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I really want to continue this, but this is like really hard. And I don't know if I could sustain this. And I had somebody that was working for me already. And I was like, I really want to hire her full time. And I wasn't able to that year. And then at the end of that year, I think it was summer actually, that I got a letter in the mail that told me that I was on Frederick Magazine's It List.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay. And actually, Christy, my project
Did
manager,
you really open it like that? And
she
say,
thought it was.
okay.
She thought it was. I did.
Is this spam?
Yeah, Christy thought it was spam. She thought she was gonna throw it out, and I was like, "It's not spam. It's real cardstock. It's connected to their magazine." And if you don't know Frederick Magazine, it's like a beautiful, very well published magazine. There's not many ads, but it's like just beautifully done. And it was a list of 12 up-and-coming designers globally, and I was selected as one of the 12.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And I was also the only Black or Latina woman on the list, but still, it was just like this moment where I was like, oh, I am being seen. This is for something. I'm gonna keep going. And so I decided to just continue on with my struggle, even though it was a struggle bus that year. And I was like, nobody even knows what I'm going through. It's so funny because I was like, everybody's like, oh, this is an amazing award, like this is an amazing moment. And I'm like, nobody knows how much I'm actually struggling right now. But it pushed me to continue and know that I was getting the recognition. And I felt like that was very validating for me to keep going.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just like, that's what you need for like the boost, the push forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, so then and now and all throughout all struggling times, how do you deal with that? Like, what's the mentality? Is it just like, I'm gonna thug it out and I'm gonna get through this, or
Are you talking to yourself?
Yes.
meditating, hiking? Is that when you're going outside? What is it for you?
I think really the biggest thing is like I'm still a go-getter I just need a pep talk.
So that was like a pep talk to you,
I
right?
just need
That
a
was
pep
like,
talk to
that was
myself.
a pep talk.
Like, it's okay. We're gonna get through this.
Oh, your own pep talk.
My own
so
pep
your
talk.
own self-affirmations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I also, I'm a Christian, so I believe in God. I believe that He has a path for me. And so I really believe that He's going to make it work. And no matter what I do, like I've worked so hard that can't not be honored, right? And so that's my mentality for it. I think I'm still human, so I still am like, is this gonna work? I have a lot of doubts. With my husband's also a really key part of this. Like he's the one who gives me pep talks.
He gives you pep talks as well, yeah.
Most of the
Shout
time.
out, hubby.
Yes, and I'm like, I needed that. Like I really needed somebody to, be like, no, you're gonna do this and you're gonna be fine. But yeah, it's slow moments. It's highs and lows as an entrepreneur, and so you always have to kind of figure out how am I going to get through this, and we will get through this.
Yeah.
Very strong mindset.
Yeah.
I like that.
So how, other than your husband, how does support show up for you, or what does support look like? Like, what kind of support do you need outside of just your husband's pep talks, that I'm sure he helps with the kids, and and financial support with what he can do, in the partnership. But outside of that, is there family support? Is it community support? Or what does
Can we
support?
support
Yeah,
you?
what does, can we be supportive?
Yes, I think, we are developing a community right now that I don't feel like I've had in the Berkshires for a while. And it's really exciting because I think that Black people in general, like, we hold one another. Like, we're like rooting for each other. we're helping one another and we want to see each other grow and be successful. I have a lot of that in my own family, like my brothers and my sisters and my mom and my dad and everybody. Like, if they weren't around me, I feel like I would feel really lost about like where I'm going. But they keep me grounded. And then also, I think just support of like friends or community is like really important, like referring and showing up to things that I'm doing, and like all of that is really important to me because it just makes me feel supported and like, okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. So your family, they're all in New York, or are they spread out, or what is?
Everybody's in New York.
Okay.
My parents are upstate New York, and my siblings are all in the city.
They stay in the city.
Yeah.
Shout out
They'll
New York.
never leave.
Yeah, they're like, why are you out in the bushes?
Literally. They will never leave.
You're looking for the bear and they're running from it.
Right.
Yeah. They don't want to see the bear.
No, when they first, I remember when my sister first visited me in like Falls Village, which is like a really small town in Connecticut, and she was like, "This feels like Get Out."
Oh
Oh no, that's just
And I
straight
was like,
city girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, okay.
That's 6 trees next to each other? That's
Right.
too many.
no! Yeah,
too
that's
many.
me convincing people when I'm trying to bring people to the Berkshires that have never heard of it.
Right.
They're like, why don't we go there? Are there black people there? I'm like, I told you I'm
Exactly.
from here.
Yeah,
I live here.
exactly.
There are.
Yeah. That's how it
Is
is.
that how your family is too?
Yeah. They have yet to
That's why you
come.
knew exactly what
Yeah,
you meant. Like,
yeah,
they have
yeah.
yet to come. She said.
We were calling, when I lived in New York, we called
to
New
go.
Jersey the Sticks.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right. Exactly. And there are parts of Jersey that are the
Yeah,
sticks, actually.
and New
But
York.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here we
But
are.
now, like, here we are.
Yes,
We really
exactly.
found a
Birch
stick.
is a stick. It's like Birchwood sticks.
Yeah.
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 I've been climbing Birchwood all my life.
I think it's time to get real. Let's talk real.
Okay.
How are you getting booked? Like, how are you actually getting booked right now?
Word of mouth, usually.
Yeah.
So a lot of my clients were word of mouth, but we have a salesperson who is
Making
now,
calls.
doing the outbound and inbound sales and trying to figure. And that's actually a new model for interior design. A lot of interior designers do not have salespeople. Architecture firms usually have them. But it was something that I realized, I think it was like last year. It was right after 2024 when I had that like terrible year, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna sustain this. I was like, I need to invest in somebody who's actually gonna do sales for me because I don't have the capacity to do it right now. And so I formed that role, and it was something that I feel is something worth investing in. Marketing, I mean, I'm published in a lot of magazines and things like that, so people will see me on there and want to call me up, but mostly we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're growing, but trying to figure out what avenues we can go in to get booked, for sure.
Yeah, I think you're also a lot of the times more forward thinking than, especially in this area. I don't know about larger cities and larger markets. On the side of like hosting events, the event that we met at, where am I going with that? I guess the point of this thing is the innovation on that side, because bringing in the sales team, going to events, and actively looking for new ways to bring in clientele rather than just letting it be the word of mouth, which is what most interior designers do.
Very true.
They'll get word of mouth from the architects, the builders, and just, the social clubs or whatever it is. So actually going after the business rather than waiting for the business to come to you, I think is very innovative in that industry.
I have no choice.
Yeah, especially as a black woman.
As a black woman in this predominantly white area as well, I think that I need to figure out how to do that. I think the networks are really closed, and people go to who they know, and they consistently go there.
Mm-hmm.
So like in my town specifically, where I live in Salisbury, there is a designer who grew up there, and she's booked and busy all the time because I think it's just a referral that people know to give. And sometimes I also think in this area, people don't expect businesses to succeed. They have like this hesitation about when a new business comes into town because they've seen so many come and go. And I have seen so many come and go, right? So it gives you like some doubts about like, is this person actually gonna stick around or not? And so it takes a little bit longer here to build rapport and to build trust with, you know, the networks in this area. So yeah, we're trying to break through that.
Breaking through.
Yeah.
Breaking down the walls.
Yeah, yeah. The barriers, yeah.
So have you and or do you work with investors that are doing flip projects, or is it mainly homeowners doing their personal homes? Or both, a mix?
I can,
Okay.
yes, absolutely. I can definitely work with developers to do flips, which is like a spec house in, you know, our language, but yeah, we would definitely do that. And it's actually a little bit easier because it's not furnishing, it's just hard finishes and layout, making
Yes.
sure that the layout is correct. So that is something that we're willing to explore, but we're also like, we're exploring institutional projects like schools and there's so many boarding schools up here and so many museums and institutions that we can get involved with. We're also trying to develop our hospitality and, you know, restaurants. I would love to design a spa. Like
Yeah.
that's one of my goals, and be able to design a hotel. Miraval is like the place I go all the time. And that's
So,
actually
yes.
done by a really well-known designer. I think it's Cloda, and it's very well done. And so I would like to create that experience for other people, again, because I travel so much. I've stayed at so many hotels and so many properties that I feel like I'm able to create that experience for other people.
So for an investor coming in, and this is my own selfish ask, my own selfish inserted question. So if investors are coming into the area and they're looking at doing a conversion or revitalizing, say, an old mill building or an old farmhouse, what would be the level that you'd be able to provide them with your services coming in to do that if they wanted to be completely hands-off?
Well, we have an architect on our team, so I just partnered with an architect and a contractor, and we're able to provide all the things. So all the architectural drawings, all of the space planning, figuring out all the finishes, interior finishes and all of that, and then also be able to build it.
Okay.
So we're able to do all of the things, and that's really where we like to, those are our best clients, the people who don't have the time to be here all the time. We have a lot of second homeowners, you know, as clients, and so they're mostly in New York, and they only come up here for the summer. So we're able to really carry the project all the way through to the end without them
so
being
the
involved.
homeowner investors are completely hands-off, and they're able to delegate their wants and needs,
Right.
and you're able to fully execute
Yep.
their plans.
Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I guess would you consider that being an extension of your business? Or, and I know you said that that's like what you would prefer to be doing and you'd like to do those projects. Is that right now an extension of your business, or are those the type of clients that you're actively looking for and seeking?
Yeah, we are actively seeking like homeowners that are building brand new. I think like a white box or like a situation where you're doing something from the ground up is ideal for us. Just because then we're able to really carry it through all the way to the end with no like interruptions or any, you know, interventions. But yeah, that's usually what we do, what we like to do. Yeah.
So if I bought a land, I bought a lot of land, and I was like, Abigail, I want to build a black house with white trim, and I want a balcony over the living room, but I don't want to deal with any of the design on the inside. That's like all I know. That's what I want. You and your team come in. How do I approve that process? Like, what would that look like for me to review the ideas that you're having.
So first we would, definitely we would create like, you know, a topographical model or something like that, just to see what scale of
Of the
house.
land?
Yeah,
Okay.
of the land, so that you could see what scale of house fits on that land. And then we would study all the setbacks and everything required for building. And then we would get into like 3D modeling,
Okay.
basically almost right away. Like we would
So
start
almost like
doing
a
that.
holograph, or?
No, like a rendering that you
Okay.
can actually walk through or walk around
Okay.
digitally, so that you can see what it's going to look like.
Ooh,
And then we
innovation
start getting
again.
into-
Look at that innovation.
Yeah,
Still
and then we start getting into like the interiors and specifying all things for the interiors and space planning and getting into the details. But
Okay.
yeah, that's usually how we'll start.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
And I don't know any other design firms that are offering that within the Berkshire region right now. So
Yeah.
I think that also puts you, well above the levels of what we're
Yeah.
seeing in the region.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah.
What would you say scaling looks like for you? More clients, bigger projects?
Both.
All of
All
the above.
right?
More clients. I mean, typically for this team, I have a bigger vision of scaling and expansion and being able to branch out in different cities, but also taking on like those other sectors with hospitality and institutional, and then definitely more clients. I wouldn't want this team that's here in the Berkshires to get bigger than like 10 people. But that's really the trajectory of like where we want to go, and then being able to basically copy that and bring it to another city, and copy the model and be able to place it in different areas. That's the goal, and then just having a team that can do all the things, because I have somebody right now who's a project manager. We're in the process of hiring like a part-time junior designer right now. And those parts are so important as a business owner. I think people often think as a designer that I'm doing all the design and all that work. There's a lot of documentation, there's a lot of logistics that come with it. And so that's where my project manager kind of kicks in. But as a business owner, I also have to think about leads, marketing, like all of the bigger things, the bigger topics surrounding the brand and the business and how we're going to scale. And so my time has been taken there like a lot, and I'm having less and less time to design. So my idea of like scaling would be that I'm more of like an art director in a way, or like the creative director of what something will look like, but having people to do the work.
Yeah.
So with duplicating, do you mean you would be doing a franchise model, or you would duplicate just your office and your firm and have additional locations that maybe you're traveling to and you're
Yeah.
running it, but then you have a
Additional
senior
locations.
designer?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Additional locations with senior designers in all of these areas. Yeah.
It sounds like it's important for you to, like you mentioned, having that intimacy with the people that you work with or the clients. I think that
Yeah.
it makes it just that much better, I would say. It makes you want to enjoy your work, the relationships you have.
Right, exactly. And there's pockets of wealth, there's pockets of Black wealth as well in certain areas. So also capitalizing on that and making sure that we capture that in our model. Because a lot of Black clients right now, they're not putting their money into brands that they don't want to work with, that don't represent them. And that's something that I think in the next year or so we want to capitalize on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just the exposure, that's really it. Like continuing to get that exposure, continuing to be more innovative than the other brands and the other competitors that are out there will allow you to get into those fractional groups that you want to be in, and also then dominate that group as well.
So, what feeling do you want people to feel after experiencing your space? the space that you created?
Inspired, depends where it is, because I have two different definitions.
Let's say residential, luxury residential.
Definitely inspired, elevated. I want my clients to feel like they're at home, and well organized and functional.
Yeah.
But I really want them to feel like they live there and that they were part of the process. I think it's very weird to have something designed for you and then you walk in and you're like, this, you can tell that it was designed by a designer. Like, I want it to feel curated but still comfortable enough for the client to present as their own.
Have you seen the viral clip of HGTV when it's a black couple and they get their house renovated and the woman walks into her house and she is like, what is this?
Yeah.
She's like horrified. She
It was
hates
the
it.
Prince room, remember?
I don't remember what it was. I just remember her reaction.
Yes, it was the
and they like
Prince
zoom in on her face and she's like, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
She tried to like hold it in but she couldn't.
No, she was like, I
down.
did not ask for this. And yeah, she was pissed off. I think it was a Prince room and like, she was like, where's the purple? They had like red.
Yeah, red and gold. And
Yeah,
stuff.
and she was like, where are the Prince references? Like, this looks nothing like Prince. And that's like, that's typical. I think that is something that people miss. If your designer doesn't know your culture, how could they design for
For
it?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can they design for you? Well, yeah, exactly. It's like Prince. The designer probably didn't even know who Prince was, or
clearly.
yeah, or what kinds of motifs were aligned with Prince.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we would get mad about that.
It was just so like she's on the TV.
Completely right for that.
We gotta find her.
It's justified.
We gotta find her.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find a clip so we can attach it to
literally.
the podcast.
Run the clip now.
All right, so I wanted to play a game of this and that with you, but I decided let's do some pillow talk before.
Okay.
So,
yeah, these pillows were designed by me.
Madame Marcello.
Yes. And basically the motif, yeah, let me get it. The motif is basically a mola, this part
I
here.
got long arms for
Is
real.
the mola. And it is basically like layered cotton, and it's made by a tribe in Panama. So it's connected to my Panamanian culture. And then they cut out shapes and like little motifs, and it's usually tropical.
Wow.
They usually have like depictions of birds and other tropical animals, and it's very colorful. But then they also have things like this, which are just like designs. And so I've always wanted to do this. I've actually had this vision in my head for like 10 years. And last year, I think it was 2025, maybe it was 2024, I can't remember. I had something in my office that was hung, and this lady came by and she said, is that a mola? And I said, yeah, how do you know about molas? And she says, my friend collects them, and she collects a lot of them. And this is where God comes in, because this is something that's been ruminating in my head for like a couple of years. And she goes, my friend collects them. I'm gonna ask her how much she would take for her collection of molas. And so she hooked me up with the lady. She had 30 of them.
Wow.
And they basically fell into my lap. Like, she gave me a really good deal on them. And I was like, I have to do it. There's no other, I have to do it now.
Yeah.
Like, so basically the collection is, the pom-poms is a really big thing in Panama. We wear like, there's something called polleras, and they're basically like dancers with like really large skirts, and it's a style of dancing, but they wear pom-poms on their chest. It's like one of the distinctive things about Panama. So I wanted to include that, and include like some of the fringes are more of like the raffia tones and stuff that is in Panama. And so yeah, I designed them, and they're coming on live, they're launching,
Coming to you soon.
coming very soon to you. They're launching probably in summer, but I'm really excited about this collection, and hopefully we can expand it and be able to, you know, fund the tribes that actually make these, and maybe do another capsule collection with them. So, and they're all one of a kind. So every single pillow is different, and all the molas are different. Yeah.
I'll have a
Thank you.
fully stuffed pillow.
They're excellently designed.
Yes.
So be on the lookout and get you one or
Yeah.
2 or 30. I messed up your design of them, but
Want me to put it back? Or it's fine.
okay. All right, let's do this and that, and then we'll let you get back to
Okay.
hanging out with us. All right, so neutral palettes or statement colors?
There's nothing wrong with the neutral palette, you know, but I love color. I do love color, and I do like statement colors. I don't like accent walls though.
Ooh.
Is accent walls like out or?
Yeah, I don't like accent walls.
Okay.
I like color drenching. That's
Yeah.
what they call it, when it's like a full room in one color. So the ceiling could be a different finish, like high gloss, and then all the walls are matte. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what if the colors of the walls are different though, but the same tone but different tones?
Yeah,
So I've
like
been
a
seeing that too.
monotone.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next one: vintage pieces or modern luxury?
I'm gonna say vintage pieces because I love vintage, and there are so many great things out there that people have loved, and it just needs a new life, and it just needs like a reupholstery or something like that and make it new. So I love that. Also, it's way more sustainable than getting brand new pieces. So,
Yes. Yeah.
So,
and
yeah.
vintage lasts longer
it
too,
does.
right? So
Yeah, if it's lasted since the 60s,
Right.
like it's gonna last. There's no problem.
yes.
Yeah, they're built better.
Yes, the
Yeah.
material was
Yeah.
much better. Okay. Open concept or defined rooms?
Ooh, defined rooms, please.
We're bringing that back. We're bringing that
Yes.
back because I actually saw a post a couple days ago. I commented on somebody's post, and they were talking about how to. So everybody made these open concept homes now. So they were talking about if you have that flowing kitchen to living room space, how do you make like a formal dining area? So
Right.
that was like a big thing, and I think it's funny because even in the Berkshires, I'm seeing it. People are removing walls, but now that all the walls have been removed, that defined room is coming back. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
where
I'm-
it's more
I-
formal, structured houses.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of seeing the kitchen mess while you're in the living room. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like, if you have somebody, which a lot of my clients do, but if you have somebody cleaning every day, it makes sense. But for the normal, everyday person, you want to be able to shut the doors or, you know,
yes.
have your kitchen behind, you know, another wall and not have your guests seeing all of that.
And then that
Yeah.
goes back to sustainability too. It's more
Yeah.
affordable to heat that way when you
Yeah.
don't have a huge open
Yeah,
space.
definitely.
So,
Yeah,
all right. So we are doing defined rooms. That was the answer.
yeah.
Okay. Marble or wood?
Ooh, that's hard. What type of application?
Not countertops, floors. Marble or wood floors?
Ooh, that's
Throughout
hard.
the house. Throughout
That's
the
hard.
house.
Wood. I love a good wood plank floor, but I love marble in bathrooms and like it's just hard to take care of. So I wouldn't say it's for the whole house, but like I would just put it in like the foyer
Because it's
and
so
the
soft.
bathrooms. Yeah, it's just anything that falls on it or
Scratch or
yeah
scalp
or
or-
stain.
Oh yeah, the
it
staining.
stains a
I love
lot.
staining, yeah.
So I would put it in I would feature it in like a bathroom or something like that, and smaller spaces. But I love wood floors.
Yeah, I love wood. In the Berkshires, I'm wood in the Berkshires and marble in Florida. That's how I would go.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
That does make sense. It's a lot cooler.
And I like the old houses in the Berkshires when you pull up the floorboards from like the 70s and they have the original like white oak all throughout. I
Yeah.
think that keeping that, even I like it in the kitchen and the bathrooms
too.
as well. And it just all flows throughout the entire house. That's like beauty to
I
me.
love wood in the kitchen.
I love wood in the kitchen
Yeah.
too. And I like it in the bathroom if it's stained properly and then there's like a coating that you put over it
Yeah.
to like protect it.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you don't like accent walls, but for accent pieces, black or gold?
Gold.
Gold.
Brass.
I was
Oh, I was
say,
gonna say, I like
remember-
brass. I don't like gold, but I like brass.
Yeah.
I like brass, yeah. I think it gives a warmth to a space.
And black is hard to clean. So
Yeah.
like when you have black knobs and like black accents in your like bathroom,
Yeah.
they get like crusty.
Yeah,
They're
I
like hard to
agree.
keep clean.
Yeah, and up here, I feel like the country home, like the brass switch plates and like all of those kind of embellishments, it's like really nice to have around your house. Even hinges, like brass hinges, brass doorknobs.
Even in new construction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're great. Yeah.
I feel like when we went to visit you at your studio, were you holding like just a brass nugget,
A
Yes.
knob.
right? No,
It
it
was.
was literally just the material.
It was the material. It was just a finished sample
Mm.
for, I think it was my client's lighting or their
A
plumbing.
nugget.
Yeah, like I thought I was just gonna melt this down and make a doorknob.
It wasn't like a gold bar.
That's what I thought.
It's got a little brass nugget. I'm like, a knob?
It was a nugget.
I think it was a circle.
Oh,
It was a nugget.
a disc,
An
Like
egg?
a disc. It was a disc.
a
Yes.
brass disc.
It was a disc,
Got it.
okay. Well, it's not the shape I was picturing in my head when you said nugget.
Gold over gold.
All right, wallpaper or paint? Because wallpaper's coming back, I feel like.
Wallpaper. I love wallpaper. Yes.
I like
I
wallpaper
love
too.
wallpaper.
I really like wallpaper in half
Okay.
bathrooms. I don't know why that's like
Yeah.
a thing that I like.
It is great.
Like,
And I
really
also,
Like bold wallpaper in a half
Yeah.
bathroom.
you know what I love is like when you have that attic space that has like pitched ceilings and like wrapping the wallpaper all around. I love that look. Like being able to do that.
Oh yeah, and dormers that would like
Yeah,
nice
dormers,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. It's lovely.
Design idea for my
It's just expensive. It's
DIW.
super expensive. Wallpaper is super expensive, so I don't get to do it that much, especially coating every single wall and everything because the labor is intense.
Yeah.
But it's my preferred, my
The-
preferred way.
I saw a stone wallpaper recently that's actually like a stone material and it's
Yeah.
waterproof.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send it to you.
What?
yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, yeah, and like you apply it like wallpaper, but it's actually like almost, it's like a thin, it actually is stone and it's water resistant.
Interesting.
It's not waterproof, it's
Okay.
water resistant.
I missed that part. The fact that the wallpaper can be textured.
Yes,
Yeah,
it can.
it can be.
Absolutely.
Okay, I switch.
Yeah, I have a
Wallpaper.
client that did her whole house in fabric.
What?
Oh my
Like it
Goodness.
wasn't wallpaper, it was fabric.
That's cool too. I love
Yeah,
that.
it stuffed this back, so like when you touched it, it was almost like a pillow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it was
That's
really
awesome.
good for like heat.
Yeah, it is.
Natural light or like a moody lighting.
Ooh, that's hard. That is so hard. I mean, you can have both, honestly, but natural light. I love natural
I
light.
guess you can have both, right? Because
You can
natural light
have
in the
both.
day and then moody
Yeah,
at night.
exactly.
Woo! She's
I
got
like
the best of
having-
both worlds,
Yeah,
baby. We
I
don't
like
need to
having
choose.
moody lighting at night. I don't like overhead light at night.
I don't like overhead light.
Yeah.
I turn everything off, but like during the day, I like seeing the sun and how the light pattern goes through the house. So, yeah.
Is that a part of the design process too, when you're doing a renovation project, like how the light is going
Absolutely.
to hit and
Yeah.
where the window placements are
Yeah,
going to be?
absolutely. Like we embrace, if there's a space that is moody and doesn't get enough light, we embrace that. Like we're just like, let's just make this space
Do you
dark.
turn the houses too, so like facing north,
Yes,
facing,
we do.
you know,
If
so
we were
that
doing a ground up build, yes.
Okay.
We study the sun patterns.
where the patterns are going to be?
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that is so nice.
That's like, yeah. I had a client that was insistent on getting a north-facing house. That's why
Yeah.
that's the only reason I knew that. And so every time we were there, like trying to figure out if the front of the house
Right.
faced north. I
Right,
don't remember
right.
the reason why he wanted that. It was a spiritual reason.
Feng shui probably or something
I think
like
it was
that.
something
Yeah.
to do with feng shui.
Yeah.
Yeah. The, because he's also, the one that told me my bed shouldn't be facing the door.
Right.
Oh, I think maybe the bed was supposed to be facing the door and not with the back. Your back's not to be to the door or
Right.
something.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
feng
you
shui,
want the
for
bed
sure.
across from the door, but not lying
Yeah.
up with the door, so you're looking at your door.
Yes.
Trendy. I think I know the answer to this already. Trendy or timeless?
Timeless, for sure.
Like I was like, I didn't even want to ask it. I read it and I was like, should I ask this?
No. Yeah, timeless. But I also think that trends revolve. I mean, they like switch up. So like right now, I'm seeing a lot of 70s vibes in houses, like darker earth tones and things like that, and embracing red, the color red, or
Yes.
like any moody shade of red. That's very 70s. So I see it coming back around where people are embracing warmer palettes, where, you know, in the 2000s it was very like all white, all gray, black, and like super modern.
Yes.
But I say timeless, and I also believe in designing for the house. Like whatever the house tells me, if it's a, you know, historical house or whatever, I have to, like, it guides me into what is right for the house. I don't try to force a style that wouldn't be normal in a house.
Yes.
Yeah, based on the style.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, no, I think it's funny with trends because I think that that's where, and I know this happens probably more often with wealthy people, they're continuously renovating their properties because every 4 to 6 years, like that trend, the design trend is changing. So they're doing like extreme renovations every few years so they can stay up because they're doing book club and hosting at their house and they want to stay up to trend.
Relevant, yeah.
But a lot of the personality is missing from the houses. Like it feels like you're at a hotel.
Yes.
You know, because a hotel will redesign every 6 to 10 years, I think is like their model
Yeah.
of when they rebrand. And a lot of wealthy homeowners end up doing that. But I think as they begin to age, they realize that they're missing out on a lot of the personality in
Yeah.
their home. And then with our newer generations coming in, like Millennial and Gen Zs, and what I'm seeing in my real estate market is trending is, and on social media, is like the grandma effect. So like everybody wants the grandma lifestyle or the soft lifestyle. So a lot of those old designs are coming back up and that like retro almost
Yeah.
70s type of look. But it's because people are also trying to find who they are and their personalities rather than just mimicking a trend. So,
But typically when you buy a house, you buy it for the style,
yeah.
right? Like you know what you're gonna do in the house because the style of the house is different. Like you can buy a colonial and you know that it's gonna be pretty traditional
Yes.
inside, right? And then if you're buying a modern house, you know what that's gonna look like for the most part. So I think it's really like paying attention to the house and making sure that you're designing for the style of the house instead of, that's what makes it timeless, right?
Yes.
Because then it's always going to be relevant.
Relevant to
Yeah.
that property.
Yeah.
Is that like so out of pocket to walk into a house that you would expect to be traditional on the inside and it's completely not? Is that out of pocket? Is that tacky?
I don't think it's
Cool.
No, I don't think it's tacky. I think it can be well done and cool. And I'm also like a big proponent of mixing styles. Like it can have elements of traditional, but then you have like a modern, you know, Eames chair or something like in the space.
I see.
I think that's something that I like to do a lot actually, because I don't think that it should be all, like it can't be like cookie cutter again. Like it can't be just like you walk into any house that looks like that and it's exactly what you would
Like the
picture.
other one.
Yeah.
That's what I always describe my, like, I was talking to you about that, historic modern. That's like what I say my style is of like trying to furnish because I like a lot of like vintage pieces, but I like a lot of also modern and like chrome pieces. So I try to figure out a way to blend them. And then like blending chrome and brass is very difficult.
Yes, it is.
And I like both. So I'm always like trying to figure out how to make it work. And for me, it doesn't work because I'm not a designer.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
cannot make it work at all.
It's true.
So
I love that too.
I love modern, historic. Even in Florida, like I can't even explain how it is, but there's like real historic type of beach homes, and then they're not that contemporary style.
Yeah.
Like you'll drive through Florida and you'll see a really older style beach house. You could tell it's a beach home, and then right next to it is a contemporary style
Right.
home. Both are beautiful homes, but both just give you different energy.
Yeah.
Like with the sharp
definitely.
edges on the contemporary
Yeah.
is very like
Yeah.
sharp and defined.
Mhm.
Okay, I know this answer too, but we're gonna go there. City home or quiet countryside?
Quiet country. Yeah.
Yes.
So that shows this life.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
choose
it's
this
like,
one.
okay, I already covered
Absolutely.
that 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
What?
Also, like, I mean, I lived in the city and I designed a lot of apartments in the city, and you always have neighbors. Like, there's no sense of like real true privacy, and then you don't have like a backyard. Like, the city is your backyard, right? So you go to the park next door or whatever, and I just like to be able to have. I'm a very private person, so I like to have my home be
Your
private.
space, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I like about, the country living.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which one makes you the most money?
country.
Yeah.
Well, depends.
Designing.
Depends.
I think you would have a more.
Actually, you have a bigger budget with penthouses.
Hey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you make more money in the city, but also
You could
the
build
amount of
up
work is
more.
different, right? So it's like it's not even balanced, because if you're thinking about permitting and doing all the design and like all the things that go into like a penthouse
Yeah.
compared to a single family farmhouse in a small town where like one person works at
Right.
the town hall and you can get everything signed at one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Right, it's so true. It's way more complex in the city to renovate, but I also feel like the shell is always the shell. Like, if you're building a house up here, you can define that a lot more, whereas like in New York City, you have to work with what you
The
have.
walls that are there,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that's a little bit harder, but I also feel like people who live in the city and they have apartments or condos or penthouses, they usually have the budget to be able to like blow, $20,000 on a sofa, like not even think about it, just be like, yeah, whatever. And so I feel like their budgets are a little bit larger. I also feel like the country home is usually the second home. So people aren't spending as much money on their second home as they are on their first.
And they don't have to show off as much too
Yeah,
in the country
exactly.
home, right? Where in the New York City home, you're doing as much designer and like you're really trying to do a showpiece
Absolutely.
in that home.
It's a lot more artistic
rather
and
than
sculptural.
relaxing.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. Yeah, it's definitely to show off.
yes. That's what it sums it down to, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I think.
What else? Where do you want to go with this from there? That was the end of this and
It
that.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put my glasses back on.
Good
This and that
clothes.
is done. Period. Y'all ready to get drunk?
No, we have to do our clothes.
Oh, okay.
Well. Oh, I have the question.
Yes.
That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a good
It
first one.
was so nice. Yeah, I liked. First of all, just meeting you in general was dope. Like I knew this was gonna click. We going out. After. But I'm just happy we were able to get together. Titties twerk a little bit.
Exactly.
If you guys like what you heard, you want to see a little bit more of us.
Meet us at Methuselah. No.
Of all the places, hopefully they're open by the time this drops. Where can they find you, Abby? Gail?
CasaMarcello.co and CasaMarcello.co on Instagram.
Big
At.
at,
CasaMarcello.co.
period.
Oh my God.
We're bringing you real conversations with inspiring people
There's stories, there's struggles.
and the things that help them win,
So if you like good conversations,
and a little tea,
some business gems,
and real life stories.
subscribe and stay tuned
to
to
We Got a Podcast.